Hardest thing about winter fishing is going fishing in the winter, but there's a few things you can do to make it that little bit more comfortable. So here's 5 tips from me to make your winter sessions better. Number 1, the obvious one, is proper winter clothing. It's pointless just whacking a big coat on and hoping you're going to be warm. So always start with a base layer, make sure you got those layers through all the way up to a big old outer layer like the Sherpa fleece here. And then also in winter, really important to have in the van or in the motor some spare clothing in case anything happens. Number 2, and this is due to the long nights, is making sure you have power. I find it depressing if I'm just sat in the dark. I make sure I've got a couple of dome lights with me and plenty of power. I bring a power bank's charger, so my phone is never going to run out of battery, and it's going to make those long nights a lot more enjoyable. Number 3 would be a ground sheet. Goes without saying at this time of year, I don't take one all year round, but when it starts to get a little bit colder, it's a little bit of luxury. Lay this down, keep everything nice and neat, everything nice and tidy, everything's clean, but it also keeps it that little bit warmer, not being on the flat, cold ground. Number 4, very similar to number 1, it's really important that you keep warm, because as soon as you get cold, you're going to want to go home. So having lots of hot, hearty food, and when I say food, it's not just grabbing a meal deal on the way. I usually get myself like a microwave meal in a pot. And finally, number 5, the most important, I bring a hot water bottle. I leave it in my bed chair, so it's no extra hassle bringing one along, and that is a game changer by filling it up before I go to bed, chuck it in my bed chair, and it's going to heat that bed chair up before I go to bed. When it gets down into the real minus temperatures, I might slap a heated blanket on it, but for me, this is a game changer. And 2 other little tips with the hot water bottle. During the day, if I've got a jacket with a pocket, I'll just keep it on me to keep me warm when I'm out and about and doing my rods and whatnot. And then in my bivvy at night, I'll take my my tray, my scope tray, I'll lay it on the floor and I'll sit my feet on it to keep my toes warm. And they're my 5 winter tips to make it that much easier for me to have the motivation to get up, get out and go fishing.